Hello, good afternoon. My name's Andrea Britton. I have a company called Online PR UK. I'm a freelancer, marketing, digital, bit of brand, bit of all those kind of things. I'm kind of talking on behalf of the little guys here, no big brands, talking about what I come across every day and my take on how to become a big social success. Bear with me, I've never had a clicker before, I've never done this before, bricking it, and I've never used a PC before either, so this could be a car crash. Okay, so some stats first. 98% of people in the UK, private sector businesses, are SMEs, so there's a lot that are making up the UK economy. 49% reduced overall marketing expenses with social. 33% admitted to needing online support. 51% reported increase in sales. 88% generated exposure. 72% increased traffic. 62% improved search rankings, all important. And 56 resulted in new business partnerships. So they're quite obvious stats they've taken from Optimizer research written for Lloyds Bank, May, June, July this year. Oh, clicker. Yay. Okay. What is social? This is my take on what social is. I'm a very sociable person. I've come back from my background's in the music and events industry, mostly on the stage, certainly not speaking, singing, very, very different, I can assure you. But I believe it's a mindset and an attitude. I believe it's very relevant. It has to be relevant to you, to your employees, to the people that you're speaking to. It builds community. It creates reaction. It benefits people somehow. It should. And it should be at the heart of any modern day enterprise. I love Seth Godin, by the way. Anybody read Seth? I love his text. Boring traditional mass marketing is over. The only way out is to stop being part of the herd and be remarkable, which is fantastic. I think we all try to do that as marketers, all try and beat the competition. We'll try and find that something that's slightly different, but that drives me forward in what I do. Fantastic book by Val Ashfar and Brad Martin. I don't know if anyone's read this. The Pursuit of Social Business Excellence. I would advise it, suggest it, get it. It's fantastic. One text here, it says, business has changed. It's no longer a transaction-based mentality. I've got one of those. I want one of those. Here's the money. Thanks very much. Goodbye. It's more of an engagement-oriented journey. We know this as marketers. We know this. We know it's about relationship building. We know it's long-term. And it leverages the genius of the crowd in order to achieve its success. Buy the book. A social business to me, and I've used Jessie as an example here, is image, it's company culture, it's communications, it's revenue, profit, market share, technology, and above all, it's about your customers, your audiences. The irony is, of course, that Jessie J wrote a song called Price Tag, and it's all about the money, money, money. Well, you know what? She is about the money, but she's a fantastic ambassador to her brand. Her brand is about positivity, it's about empowerment, it's about style, confidence, motivation, and she's the best ambassador for that brand. She's instantly recognizable. Her songs are instantly recognizable. The way she talks is instantly recognizable. Her image is defined. She has her eyes on the prize, her competition, but most importantly, her fans. Clicker. Okay, so I've got 9 directions here on how to get social. Small businesses in the audience, I don't know who you are. You might be marketing small businesses. You might be completely out of the SME game, but this is the way that I handle my clients. And I'm talking about basically most of the things that they come to me with. Number 1, grow your brand. It's so, so important. So many of my clients come to me and say, well, our brand is, this is our logo and this is our website and we use pink there and yellow there and blah, 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 blah. It's just not enough. It's simply not enough. To reach the audiences that we want to reach out to, we have to have a solid brand. And to get a solid brand, first of all, you look at brand culture. Brand culture. Now, Wikipedia says that brand culture, and I'm going to read this, it's a company culture in which employees live to brand values, to solve problems, and make decisions internally, and deliver a branded experience to customers externally. It means that you have to have a purpose. You have to have meaning for your customers. What experience are you giving your customers? What do they get from you? Are you fulfilling any needs? Your values and the culture and the behaviors that you reflect within your business has to relate back to your target market, because consumers absolutely relate to people that are thinking and feeling and doing the same things that they are. Number 2, brand strategy. Now, these are the characteristics of your brand. It's your name, it's your story, where have you come from? It's your timeline, it's your target market. Talk about more in a minute. It's your mission and your vision. It's your position in the market. Where are you at? Who are your competitors? Do you really know what they're doing? How are they speaking to their audiences? Find your gap and deliver your message different to everybody else. And lastly, I've put brand guidelines down purely because it's something that I've started offering my clients. Because they come to me and they don't know about brand as much, or they have an idea of what brand is, I start to say to them, right, let's build this story. Let's build up who you are. You need to understand who you are before you go out and give a message to your target market. Number 2, engage your fans. Research them. And when I say research them, don't just have an idea. Understand these people. Explore them. Where do they sit in life? What do they talk about? Who are they talking to? What do they relate to? Outreach. Now, outreach can be done in a million different ways, and I know that the marketers here will have their own ways of thinking about this, but everybody is different, and the outreach that you take on, depending on who target market is ultra important, as is creative content. I'm all about the creative. I'm all about finding the true personality of something and expressing messages in very different ways. Don't be afraid to test stuff all the time. A lot of my clients come to me and say, oh, I don't want to start doing that until I really know this, that, and the other. You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Get out there and try some stuff. Throw some stuff at the wall, and if it doesn't work, great. Tick it off the list and move on. And lastly, follow up. Now, maximizing communication, especially on things like Facebook and Twitter, it's difficult. It's difficult for some SMEs because they don't understand how they can actually get more out of a conversation. But if somebody likes something that you've posted up on Facebook, ask them why. Why do they like it? What tickled your trout there? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to ask. Number 3, target your audience. This is the most important thing. Who are they? Who are their friends? Who do they follow? Who do they hang out with? When are they online? When do they react to things posted up? Why are they online? Is it personal? Is it business? Are they showing off? Are they nosy? Where are they online? I'm talking geographically. I'm talking about digitally. Where do they hang out? Are they on Facebook or are they on Pinterest? They tend to hang out in discussion groups on LinkedIn. And what do they do there? Are they active or are they dormant? Are they stalking? What do they talk about? What are their hobbies? What films do they watch? What food do they eat? You need to know all of this stuff because your brand message will relate back to all of these attributes. Number 4, strategize. A social business strategy, in my eyes, is a set of visions, goals, plans, and resources that align social media initiatives with business objectives. Now, I didn't write that, as you can see, but I think it sums it up fantastically. If you have a great brand strategy, if you have your business objectives written down, if you have a communication strategy and a social media strategy and your offline marketing strategy, don't forget about what's going on offline, because it all needs to be aligned. That makes up a social business, and all those things need to be in place before you can be successful. I have a case study here. This is the lovely Layla, one of my ex-clients now. She came to me with a really set of clear objectives. She found that she loved hair, and she loved going to get her hair done all the time. She couldn't find any salons that were good enough. And she wanted to start, ciphering out the good ones from the bad ones. Her objectives were to become the go-to brand for all things Afro hair. Not my target market, but still. She wanted to create a current and unique Afro hair community of her own. There's a lot out there, but she wanted to be something different. And she wanted to distinguish the good Afro salons from the bad. Her business objectives were very clear, one and one only. I need this amount of reviews from salons by this date, otherwise I'm not going to get my funding. So, how do we do this? Using social to target reviewers and salons, which were her main target market, to leverage the brand and create brand ambassadors, and to create long-term relationships with key influencers that were going to help her get to her goal. We created GASA, the Good Afro Salon Awards, first of its kind in the UK, and it seems to work. I think it's 2 weeks' time, but it's gone flying. We encouraged target market to vote with their feet, which means the audiences were involved from the start. We encouraged Afro salons to get reviews from their clients, so they were doing the dirty work for her. We created online traffic for No Scrunchy and for their target market and for the Afro communities that were out there. And this resulted in hopefully what's going to be a yearly award system. Everyone's a winner. Number 5, optimize. I'm not going to go into this too deeply because I know there's people over there doing SEO stuff and all of that, but as far as I'm concerned, if you can search for it online, it can be optimized. Everything. Web pages, news releases, feeds, video, images, blogs, forums, articles, whatever you're putting out as a digital asset, and it should be optimized. So research your keywords. Am I going too fast? Okay, number 6, connection. This is the reason why I'm in this job. Coming from the music industry, being a singer and connecting with audiences is what I loved, and I found my home doing this exact thing within this industry. And this is my little connection cycle. So connection, it establishes classification, which means compatible folk that have something in common. This boosts clarification because we like to feel like we belong somewhere, into a collective, and then after that we become a community. Communities increase contact and sparks conversation, which develops into communication. And this hopefully becomes contagious and makes people want to contribute and create meaningful connections. So there's my little connection cycle. Now, if we can achieve that as marketers and small businesses and startups and whatever you are, if we can achieve that, then we're pretty much there. Number 7, integrate. Okay, so the average person uses a connective device 34 times a day. If that's not a good enough reason to integrate social into your business and into your business objectives, then I have no idea what is. Number 8, align. Now I talked earlier about getting your strategies in place. It's these parts of the jigsaw that really make up a social business. First thing is write down your business objectives. How often do you actually do that? These things change all the time. People come in, people come out, opportunities in and out, these change. So maintain these things, write them down every 6 months and understand them. And also your digital communication objectives. We're living in a very, very organic world with social. Everybody's learning, nobody's an expert, and we're learning every day. These things change, so make sure you maintain these objectives and ask yourself, how can social help you realize these goals? Because there will be a way. Number 9, and the last one, is leverage. Now, this is all about brand association, finding people that will help you leverage your brand and sponsorship, in collaboration, however, leverage your brand. Now, the one thing that I've found very, very helpful, and the one thing I tell my clients, is that searching key influencers is great. We know who we want to be like. We know who the people can help us out and make us rise to the top. But do they keep a database for these people? No. Do they measure it, monitor it? No. Really, really important. Keep that key eye database maintained weekly. Look at who you've interacted with. Write down, oh, I spoke to them last week on Twitter. Right, it's been about 8 or 9 days now. I should speak to these people again. It's the only way to form relationships. And obviously, once you get that relationship there, and it's about collaboration, don't be afraid to ask them how they would like to collaborate. I've been in that situation so many times with clients where I've sort of said, well, you know what, I don't quite know how we can work together, but I think we can. What do you suggest? You know, if you've run out of ideas, whatever, but collaboration is the key. And the more people that are collaborating online, the better. So, there you go, there it is. You see what I've done there? Grow, engage, target, strategize, optimize, connect, integrate, align, and leverage. Thank you.